So today I want to talk about my game Dead Beyond and also answer one of the biggest questions I keep seeing in the comments. Why did you make the game in Unity instead of Unreal Engine? And honestly, this debate is everywhere now. Every time somebody uploads a horror game trailer, people instantly jump into the comments like, "Bro, imagine this in Unreal Engine 5. Unity graphics are outdated. Unreal is AAA. Unity is for mobile games only." And look, I get it. Because Unreal Engine is absolutely insane technically. The lighting, the shadows, nanite, lumen. Sometimes Unreal projects look so realistic it almost stops looking like a game. Especially horror games. You throw in some fog, realistic lighting, creepy sound effects, and suddenly your game looks like a Netflix horror movie. So why did I choose Unity for Dead Beyond? Well, honestly, because Unity fits the way I develop games better. And there's another huge reason. I made Dead Beyond completely no code using the Playmaker plugin. That's one of the biggest reasons right there. A lot of people don't even realize this is possible now. I built the game using visual scripting logic instead of traditional coding. So instead of sitting there typing thousands of lines of code all day, I was building mechanics visually, like connecting systems together. And for me personally, that workflow is way more creative. I can prototype fast, test ideas fast, break things fast, fix things fast. And when you're an indie developer working mostly alone, speed matters a lot. Because indie development is chaos. You're not just making a game, you're also making trailers, editing videos, doing marketing, creating thumbnails, handling sound, testing bugs, optimizing performance, posting on social media, trying not to lose your sanity. So having an engine and workflow that feels fast and flexible becomes incredibly important. And honestly, Playmaker changed everything for me. Playmaker made game development feel accessible and fun without needing to become a hardcore programmer. Now, obviously, coding knowledge is amazing to have. I'm not saying don't learn code, but people underestimate how powerful no-code and visual scripting tools have become. You can make real games with these systems now. Not just prototypes, real games, Steam games, mobile games, commercial games. And I think that's actually really inspiring for new developers because a lot of people quit before they even start. They open a tutorial, see 500 lines of code, and immediately think, yeah, nope, game development isn't for me. But tools like Playmaker remove that fear barrier. They let artists, designers, creatives, storytellers actually bring ideas to life. And for Dead Beyond, that workflow just clicked perfectly with how my brain works. Now, does Unreal have visual scripting too? Absolutely. Blueprints are honestly one of Unreal's best features. And I'll be real, Unreal blueprints are extremely powerful. Some developers barely touch traditional coding and still make incredible systems with blueprints. So this isn't me saying Unreal is bad at all. Actually, I think Unreal is incredible for cinematic games, ultra-realistic visuals, large-scale environments, AAA-style horror experiences. But here's the thing people don't talk about enough. Sometimes Unreal can feel heavy. Not bad, heavy. Big project sizes, longer compile times, complex systems everywhere. A lot happening at once. Meanwhile, Unity feels lightweight and fast to me. I can jump into a project quickly, prototype mechanics quickly, import assets quickly, and just start making the game. That's huge for creativity. Because sometimes the worst thing for creativity is friction. If your engine makes every little task feel complicated, eventually you lose momentum. And momentum is everything in indie development. Another reason I stayed with Unity is because I've been using it for years. That experience matters. People online act like switching engines is just pressing a button. It's not. Learning a new engine deeply takes years. And honestly, if somebody already mastered Unity, they can probably build a much better game there than struggling inside Unreal trying to relearn everything from scratch. Your skill matters more than the engine. A talented developer can make an amazing game in almost anything. And let's be honest, players don't care what engine you use if the game is fun. Nobody finishes a scary game and says, "Wow, the renderer pipeline was amazing." No, they remember the atmosphere, the tension, the jump scares, the creatures, the sound design, the moments that made them panic. That's what players remember. And another thing, Unity's asset ecosystem is massive. The amount of tools, plugins, systems, templates, shaders, and assets available is honestly insane. As an indie developer, that saves unbelievable amounts of time. Need an inventory system? Done. Need AI? Done. Need horror ambience tools? Done. Need stylized shaders? Done. Need visual scripting? Playmaker. That ecosystem helps solo developers actually finish projects. And finishing games is one of the hardest things in game development. People online love starting projects. Finishing them, that's the hard part. A beautiful, unfinished Unreal project is still unfinished. Meanwhile, a completed Unity game people can actually play is a real achievement. Now, obviously, Unity has had controversies too. The whole runtime fee disaster definitely damaged trust in the community. A lot of developers got angry. And honestly, I understand why. Some people moved to Unreal, some moved to Godot. But despite all that, Unity is still one of the best engines for indie developers in my opinion. Especially if you value speed, flexibility, stylized games, mobile development, fast prototyping, plugin ecosystems, visual scripting workflows. So when people ask me, which engine is better, I always say the same thing. Better for WHO? Because there isn't one perfect engine. There's only the engine that matches the kind of developer you are. For me, Unity plus Playmaker let me stay creative without constantly fighting technical barriers. That combination helped Dead Beyond actually become a real game instead of just another unfinished project sitting on a hard drive. And honestly, that matters way more to me than winning some internet engine war. For me, Dead Beyond exists because Unity helped me move fast, experiment fast, and stay creative without constantly fighting the engine. And that's ultimately why I chose it. Not because Unreal is bad, not because Unity is magically perfect, but because Unity matched the type of developer I am, and I think that's the real answer every game developer eventually discovers. That's basically why I chose Unity and Playmaker for Dead Beyond. Hopefully, this video helps some of you who are struggling to decide between engines, or maybe even thinking about getting into game development yourself. At the end of the day, the best engine is the one that helps you actually create and finish your games. Thank you so much for watching. Seriously, I appreciate all the support on the channel and all the feedback you guys have been giving me on Dead Beyond. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I'll be posting more devlogs, horror game development videos, behind-the-scenes content, and indie game discussions very soon. And as always, keep creating, keep building, and I'll see you guys in the next video.